Hello there, Taylor with a Mal Tiempo report. We'll be talking about the tornado outbreak already in progress shortly, but first, cyclones. Tout d'abord, il y a une faible chance d'un cyclone tropical ici. En segundo lugar, hay una zona de probabilidad aquí de 40% en el momento y 70% en los próximos 5 días. Y esta zona de probabilidad podría ser la futura tormenta tropical Melissa. And that is what is happening in the land of tropical cyclones. Now over to the US, where a tornado outbreak is already in progress. This is the outlook that was updated about 30 minutes ago. So if you happen to be familiar with what's been going on today, this is what's been going on today. So already, because of how quickly this storm system is moving, a lot of Illinois had a particularly dangerous situation, PDS tornado watch earlier, and they are now completely out of it. So let's talk about, in general, what's happening. So we've got the 30% chance of tornado. In addition, strong tornadoes possible and have already most likely occurred. 15% chance of hail, not a huge thing on that. But 60% chance of winds. I believe it was 45% as of the outlook previous to this. So they bumped up the wind chance. And not only that, but a possibility for significant winds. So this, again, is what has happened so far. And if you look at it, if you filter by just the tornado stuff, an insane amount of tornado. And this is tornado reports. This isn't tornado warnings where there may or may not have been a tornado on the ground, but this is actually actual storm reports where someone either saw a tornado or thought they saw a tornado, something of the sort. Here are, let's see if we refresh this. Here are the tornado warnings in effect right now, so still a few, and this, of course, becomes a little bit cluttered because it's showing the progression of the older ones, so it looks like all of the red boxes are for the tornado warnings that are still in effect. So, as you can tell, there's only, I believe, 15 on the page at a time. So that's how many tornado warnings there have been today, is that it's so, the stuff, all of the stuff that occurred in Illinois is, more than 15 tornado warnings ago. So, here are the, let's refresh this too, just in case. Here are the tornado watches still in effect. If it does load, of course, it's going to take much longer. So let's talk about this instead. This is the wind map showing two things. Both you've got as high as a 60% chance of severe winds, and this is the stuff that's already occurring as we speak. And then you've got the black hatched area where there's the increased threat that if there is a severe wind, that it would be 75 miles per hour and greater instead of just 58 miles per hour and greater. Over here on the hail map, not as huge of a threat today as compared to the other things, but a 15% chance and quite a large area of the states affected by that. And that would be for 1 inch or larger hail. And then the tornado map is pretty spooky as well. So both as high as a 30% chance of a tornado occurring. And then all of the black hatched area is where the EF2 in greater tornadoes, there's an increased threat of that. So, for instance, that doesn't mean that you can have an EF2 or greater tornado out here, but it does mean that if one were to occur, there's stuff in the models and such that show the increased likelihood of the very strong tornadoes. So here are the tornado watches in effect. So basically, Illinois was the first one of the day, I do believe, and that was a particularly dangerous situation. So there is still this thing. This for Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, and Ohio that expires at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tonight is still a particularly dangerous situation, tornado watch. PDS tornado watches are pretty rare, and especially considering that it's November and it's this far north. But so tornado watches just kind of all over the place. So yes, this is the tornado map showing that. But basically, widespread severe winds, widespread tornado threat. Be paying attention. If you're anywhere near this area, you should absolutely be staying quite vigilant. Tomorrow, apparently because of how quickly things are going to book through, this is where the 15% chance is. So over there. So compared to, say, this map where a whole bunch of the country is affected, this doesn't look quite. Now, of course, if you live there, that is very, that, of course, means a lot to you. But, compared to today is just absolutely insane with the probabilities. SevereWeatherTV.com is the official homepage of the screencast. WikiWix is WICKEDWX.com. And Cyclocane is CYCLOCANE.com. And that is it for today. And I really do hope you're staying safe out there.